Broadcast is
Oh, we're live! Yeah, here we go.
The Love Gurus podcast is starting now. The Love Gurus are comics that bring comedic wisdom to the savages asking bizarre relationship questions on the internet. Your hosts are Suzanne Leah Shepherd and Jake Vevera. I am the Love Gurus' pet robot Cassandra. I love you.
Oh, we are live on the Love Gurus podcast. Damn it, no. Oh, the transition worked so much better in my head.
Yeah,
how's it going?
It's good. It was, I think we were coming down from the video, but we can hear the music, which is really, what we want. So
That's true.
At least it's not silent.
Either way, it's a smooth transition. You know what it is that was like that plane in Blow with Johnny Depp. You know, the first time he flies a plane with Coke in it and they're bouncing all around and there's Coke baggies flying out the windows. That was like that kind of takeoff,
Yeah.
But either way, I'm excited, man. This is fun.
We're learning. Well, not we. You are learning new technology. So
yes.
You.
Well, cheers. I'm happy about the show, man. We're gonna answer questions from the wild savages on Yahoo Answers, as Cassandra the robot just said, and you guys.
Nice.
Definitely comment live on YouTube, live on Twitch, live wherever you find this thing. I don't even know where all it's going anymore. But write us questions. We are we're thrilled to have our guests on, man. First up, she's a hilarious stand-up comic. Follow her on Instagram. Definitely good every time I get to see her. Amy Cardinale, thank you for being on the show.
Very exciting.
Absolutely.
From her cool apartment in the East Village.
Yes.
It's actually a prison cell, but yeah, it's a decorated prison cell.
Well, if it was an ad on a realty website, it would say East Village. So I'm counting it.
Yeah.
They would sell it as East Village.
It's so cool and trendy. I love it.
Oh yeah.
That's because you can't see the floor.
Everyone's floor since pandemic.
Everyone's ceiling looks really clean.
Everyone's been doing upper body work that you can see from the shoulder up, and the floors are terrible. Everyone's fat with dirty floors now that we're all stuck inside.
A lot of dead skin. A lot of flaked off skin.
But you know who doesn't have flaked off skin? Is our second guest, hilarious stand-up comic. Follow him on Instagram as well. Paul Schissler, thank you for being on the show, buddy.
Thank you. I do have flaked out skin.
Yeah.
Just everywhere.
You always seem like you're so well groomed. I would be like you're the guy that always has chapstick, never lets his lips get chapped.
That's because my wife equips me with lotion and chapsticks. Like a little child going out to school, she's like, "Did you put on sunscreen? Did you put on lotion? Did you have your chapstick?"
Oh, nice.
And that's why I look okay.
Oh, that's so nice. Is it like in a little like satchel, or is it like a
just crammed in my pockets?
Oh.
She can only do so much. Okay.
I imagine like also like what would be cool is like not a fanny pack, but it's like like almost like makeup artists, but you have like all your little like bottles. And
that sounds worse than a fanny pack.
Fair.
Joel Smith on YouTube says, "Come on, Jake. Break glasses and play some Kicks or Jerry Reed." Little throwback to episodes that aren't this one. I got really drunk and I broke a wine glass on one of these.
Out of it. He was,
and then I was going to drink off.
Drank out of it. It was so scary.
I'm not an animal. I was drinking off of the half that wasn't broken. You know what I mean? Like it broke outside the glass, and so I figured it was safe. I was filtering out any shards with the gaps in my teeth. I got like a whole filtration system, like a whale, like how they eat plankton.
Views would have been through the roof.
Yeah, totally.
Me and that lady who like gorilla glued her hair, we would just be like celebrities side by side in the emergency room.
You missed your moment.
That was your moment.
That could have been my get her done. You know, like I would be on Carson this time next year because I'm in a time machine going back in time. And you guys could be like, I saw him the first time he ever broke glass in his mouth and cut himself.
That's Jake. That's the eating glass guy.
Yeah, I was there. I saw him eat glass before it was cool, man. He was bleeding all over the goddamn podcast.
It does sound very sexy. Like, I feel like that was a deleted scene from Interview with a Vampire, you know, like with Tom Cruise. But Tom Cruise was like, no, it's too, you know what I mean? But like, it looked really hot.
Yeah. Do you think maybe that's how Gene Simmons started doing that back in the 70s? There was just a party. He was drunk and coked up. It's 5 a.m. And he's just like, I tried to drink out of it. And they were like, Gene, that is our album cover. You look cool as shit right now. He's still got the makeup on because he's all coked up. His nose is bleeding. His tongue is bleeding. And then boom, that's how the Thunder God was made.
They're like, you already do this 5 times a week. Let's just make it our picture.
Yeah. I'd like to think that's how it happened.
Yeah. And Amy being so sweet. She's complimenting my hair. Thank you. I cut bangs because I have nothing to do in quarantine. So I just I'm embracing like the 80s bangs look. So thank you to Amy. And what's Joel Smith saying? It was 50 Shades, a little too much kink.
Ooh.
Come on, Joel.
50 Shades of Simmons. That's going to be a good sequel to that franchise. I will watch that sequel. 50 Shades starring Gene Simmons. I'm there.
Oh, I never read that book.
I only saw the third movie. And it sucked so bad. I knew the premise of it. It's like the guy is sleeping with his secretary or something, and it's some kind of BDSM. Well, now in the third one, they're still doing BDSM, but he married her, so it's dumb. It's just two married people fucking. It's no one wants to see that. No one wants to see that.
Finally,
but that's the thing. It's
finally an acceptable one.
The BDSM, it's not the same.
We're not fornicating.
He's still doing all this stuff, but she's like, "Oh yeah, spank my ass, but don't dribble candle wax on the sheets. These are Egyptian thread. You're gonna get them dirty. This is a birthday gift."
That heightens it because now they care about those other factors.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's more intense.
She's like, God damn it! I told you to start the dishwasher before we started with the ball gag. What's wrong with you?
It's so much more relatable.
Yeah.
I feel like they would just not have sex at all, and then it would be relatable as married.
Yeah. He's like, listen.
Not like I know from experience. Obviously.
Yeah.
It's a BDSM without the sex. It's just verbal abuse, and then they go to bed.
It's just like spending time with their in-laws, and that's it.
Yeah, instead of
kinky.
I'm gonna spank you because
you're your mother-in-law.
Yeah, it doesn't turn into you're such a dirty pig and I'm gonna punish you. It's like I could have married someone hotter when I was in high school, and
better.
Yeah. And they're just
had more money
listing your character flaws, and it's like, well, that's not even sexy. That's like, what do you?
I think it's sexy. That's kinky. That's kinky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's a dirty procrastinator? Who never does the dishes? Yeah.
You tie her up, and then you think sex is about to happen. She's tied up, and then he brings up, hey, so last Thursday when you said, I'm like my father, what did you mean by that? And then you have a discussion tied to the bed.
Yeah.
You can't leave.
Yeah, it's just you're gonna get your way. You're gonna I imagine it more of don't you think you should have apologized for that? Sorry. Well, I guess you're gonna stay tied to the bed till you're really sorry.
Yeah, Joel Smith says Dirty 10. Yeah, 50 Shades of Gene Simmons. Absolutely. That's why the Gene Simmons one is going to be way better than 50 Shades 3. We just described it. That was the whole movie.
There's like one guy that's really excited about this.
Oh, yeah.
There's just one guy with different usernames being like, I love this idea. Continue it.
Oh, yeah. We're just writing movies. This podcast is just going to turn into movie writing.
Oh
the fifth installment of 50 Shades is 10 years. 10 years later, this is Joel on YouTube. 10 years later, after they have kids, 50 damn Legos on the floor.
Yes.
Yeah, they're all tripping over Legos and hurting themselves.
Hot.
Yeah,
very
hot. Bad joke.
But
amazing. But yeah, we have a lot of dads. We have dads. We have dads on our.
We do.
We have
Real quick, I'm going to plug the white wine. Imaginary Sauvignon Blanc. That's what I'm drinking. It's pretty goddamn good. It's a nice.
It looks like a butt crack.
Nice.
Doesn't the label look like a butt crack?
Yeah, but that's what it says right here. It tastes like ass, but like a nice ass. You know, that's what it says. Notes of ass, but good ass. You know,
it's wow.
You want to eat ass. That's what they want. Yeah, it's not like this tastes like ass. It's
nobody means that when they say that.
No one
you just do it because you have to. You know.
Imaginary Sauvignon Blanc. Ass so good it would turn Fred Phelps gay.
There you go.
Right on the back.
Hard sell.
If you
slogan and hard sell.
But
that's what they get for making their logo an ass crack. That is pretty fucking crazy.
That's a long butt. That's a tall butt.
Yeah.
That's a strong butt.
That's a deep valley.
It's that J-Lo ass. They used J-Lo's ass. She was the model for Imaginary
That's a long trip.
You're journeying
to outer area. You gotta get like a bidet for that for sure.
Totally.
Jill says this crack don't kill, it just makes you mellow. Absolutely.
Yeah. But just to clarify, so everyone on this podcast knows where I stand on this. Everyone should get a bidet, and it should just be something that's standard.
I agree.
100%.
I haven't committed to it yet because I feel like it's a mess.
You feel like it is a mess?
Well, it's like very weird because I'm single, obviously. Look at me. But I get like weirded out by certain things. Like I think it's weird when guys have squatty potties. Like it's just like
what the hell's a squatty potty?
It's good. You care about your intestinal health, but like it's gross. You know, when I go in there and I'm picturing you like.
It's because you've thought about pooping a lot. You're like, I need this extra step. And you're like, oh. Okay.
Oh,
I'm having problems, so I need to go on Amazon and pay the teak squatty potty because it has to match the rest of my decor when I'm shitting. So if I get like a bidet or whatever, I know there's gonna be some drunk dude that's gonna fuck it up, or they're gonna think I have like a really dirty butt. I don't know what it is about being single and having that like attachment to my toilet, which is 900 years old, is just like a recipe for disaster, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So I understand what you're saying. I get, maybe it's more, maybe it's not for everyone. Yeah.
Oh no, it is for everyone. I'm telling you, get the attachment. Once you use it, it's one of those. You remember that scene in 2001: A Space Odyssey where the monkey beats up the other monkey with the bone, and it's that dun 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 moment. I'm telling you, it's that moment.
Did you get the one? Wait. Did you? Okay, this is so stupid. Did you get the tushy one?
Yes. Yeah. You got it. And you know,
like I'm half Jewish, and when I say tushy, it like sounds like I'm being bar mitzvahed. But I'm like tushy.
It sounds like you're yelling at a nephew.
The tushy one that you attach.
Yeah. That's what we have, and it's great.
It's huge. It looks like a separate house attached.
No, it goes underneath underneath the seat. I'm telling you, it hides right underneath it. And spend the extra $30 to get the one with the hot water. Totally worth it.
Oh my God! How much?
Totally worth it.
Like $100?
$100. Yeah. $100.
But look how much you're saving on toilet paper.
Best $100 you'll ever spend.
Yeah, and it's that or weed. And like, let's be honest.
But there's nothing better than smoking weed on your bidet. I'm telling you, it's multi-dimensional.
I can't afford both.
Amazing. Well, we have a lot of great questions for this week. Should we get started with our questions?
Yeah, let's go.
Absolutely. First question on the Love Gurus podcast. People, write your questions into loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com or watch us live Thursday nights, 9 p.m. on YouTube and now Twitch. You can write live, comment, ask questions, whatever. But we are going to take our first question from the wild animals on Yahoo Answers.
First question. How do I get revenge on an ex who done me wrong and who bullied me online and stabbed me in the back? So me and my ex-girlfriend were together for 3 years after the breakup, and I want to be friends with her, but back in 2019, she bullied me on Instagram and over text, calling me names and sending me old pictures of the peace sign. Now it's 2021, and since then it has affected me in so many ways that I have confidence issues over it, and I feel upset about it. even though she said she used to be best friends with me, this is also the girlfriend who has been horrible to me. I asked people, who's been horrible to me? I asked her to meet up. I asked her to meet up with me, and she said okay. And then when I went over to the location that she said to meet me, she didn't show up, and she gave some stupid excuse. So then I tried to find her by speaking to her one-on-one. So I went to her house.
So dumb.
Oh my God.
To try to fix things, but she wasn't home.
You ever heard a serial killer who doesn't know he's a serial killer? Like, I feel like this is where this is going.
Yeah. Was it wrong of me to knock on her door? But now I'm angry. How do I get revenge?
Oh my God. You never get to see the serial killer docs on Netflix from the serial killer's point of view. I find they're very one-sided. They take
I'm actually going to call the police. So. Yes. I mean, anyone that starts a question for advice saying, "What done I do?" What did he supposed to beginning?
His girlfriend who done him wrong.
Done him wrong. I'm gonna be honest. After that, I got lost.
Just right there. Hey.
I dropped the ball, and then the meeting, and then the driving to the house. It was just a whole
girlfriend that done him wrong.
Yeah.
Just walk away.
This is totally the friend that Jimi Hendrix was writing about in Hey Joe. This is his prologue, right?
Come on, do something mature. Sleep with her friend. There you go.
Yes.
Be a man. Sleep with her friend. Maybe her mom. I don't know how crazy you are.
Enough of the back and forth. Just kill her or don't. Move on. Done or not.
Yeah.
If
you really committed to things, your question would be about how to hide a body. You don't commit.
I'm sorry, but that was like one sentence away of her removing teeth and fingers. I removed all her teeth and fingernails.
The absolute cliffhanger of I knocked on the door, but I'm angry. Like, give us more. What's next?
So just to give a quick recap. So she bullied him online, texted him, harassed him or whatever on Instagram. But that was 2 years ago. That was in 2019. Now it's 2021. He's like, hey, let's meet up. And he says like a different location. She like straight up just like stands him up, which I think is hilarious. Like, I cannot tell you how many times I wish I would have done that with guys when like we broke up. Like, how fun is that?
I think he might have made her uncomfortable though. Like, she might have sensed something that made her uncomfortable, and that's why she dipped. So I think it could have been like her trying to like speak to him, and then she felt like it was an uncomfortable situation, and then like as a woman, she like was like, I'm going to be like, yeah, sure. And then not put myself in that situation.
Yeah. I mean, she certainly has reason to fear for her safety. What?
She probably has
I love that.
That are like,
because then he goes to her house and knocks on the door and like,
oh man.
So yeah.
She's got the lights off. She's in her panic room. You watch
a security camera. Kind of sad. I thought it was kind of funny, but this is sad.
She read the post online. She found it somewhere.
Oh my God, he's asking Yahoo Answers what to do. There are animals on there. They're gonna say to murder me.
She like reads it on her phone and like drops her phone and is like,
as soon as she finishes reading, I knocked on the door. She hears a.
I hope her family's watching.
Yes.
Yeah, her family's watching and knows.
She's logging in and responding to him. I think you should just leave the girl alone. She sounds nice, but I don't think she's that into you. Maybe you should leave. Just leave her apartment. Go.
So I think we've all established, like, we're all in agreement that he does kind of seem a little crazy, but let's also remember, I mean, she taunted him. Like, it, she sent him messages. It definitely wasn't a scene of her breaking up and then just never speaking to him again. Like,
what were the messages she sent again?
Sorry?
What were the messages that she sent again? I kind of missed that part.
It said she, let's see, texting me, calling me names, and sending me odd pictures of the peace sign, which is also how Will Smith breaks up with his girlfriends. Did you know that?
Yeah, but if she's taunting him and making him feel bad, then why would he waste his time? Especially like if there's no
right.
It's just like chasing something that doesn't make sense because it's just not going to work out. And like, fuck her, like leave it behind. Like, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. No, it's
don't
definitely
get the
not going
connection.
anywhere. But I'm just saying, before we deem him full psycho, just let's also acknowledge that she
fair.
she was taunting him for sure.
No, I agree.
possibly.
It's just more the reason why I think he should let her go, especially if she made him feel that bad. You know what I mean?
Right.
She's not going to learn her lesson if she's as mean as he's saying.
Yeah.
She is. So that he might not be that person that's going to change her and make her realize her ways, if that makes sense.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
What does he expect is going to happen? Like, is he expecting like a Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks moment where they like meet in the park, they have like a heartfelt conversation, give a hug, and then walk through? Like, that's not going to happen.
I think he might want an apology. Like, it might be like him that, or like I feel like sometimes it's like she'll ask him, "Hey, do you want to hang out?" And he'll be like, "No." Like, it's him shutting down her in some form or another.
Yeah. Has that ever happened to you guys? An ex wanted to meet because the ex wanted you to give an apology? It happened to me once, and I LOL so hard.
What was your response?
What?
What was your response?
I was like, no, like, and then he was like, he just kept, and then so I just quit replying to him. But yeah, he like messaged and was like, he's like, I think I deserve an apology. I'm like, well, you can think whatever you want because you don't.
But you can do apologies and stuff via text messages. I mean, it's not like you got to do that stuff in person.
I think he was trying to. What I think is he was trying to weasel his way to like see me, and then like his thought was once I saw him,
then you hook up, right? That's what he's thinking. That's his.
Yeah,
that's
that
his
I'd
goal.
like. To get
So,
on
hey,
my
did you see
knees
my
and be
new
like,
haircut or whatever?
Yeah.
I got a new sweater.
I legit, I've had a guy friend tell me, he was like a couple years older, so he was like the wise guy. He's like, if you ever meet up with an ex, make sure you get a haircut and buy a new shirt. You have to do that so they know they're missing out. I'm like, okay.
That new shirt is really what's going to bring them back.
I love that. Like, you
oh my God, is that a high fade? I'm dripping. I regret everything I ever said or did that was wrong. I never
new
should have
polo
said
from Ross.
I never should have sent those pictures of Will Smith giving a peace sign to you when you were sad because we broke up.
That's actually a section in Uniqlo. You walk in and it's the breakup, the ex breakup shirt. They're very sharp looking tees. But yeah, so what Amy said, I agree. I think that he needs to move on from this. You know, if he gets fixated on revenge, it just sounds like it's just not a good use of time. And also, if he does zing her in some way, shape, or form, like, you can't tell me that you'd feel better. Like, you know, you'd feel like worse. It's like, when was the time that you got like, well, I'm not saying sweet revenge doesn't exist, but in this instance, she didn't do anything that's that bad.
Yeah, that's why the term revenge is fucking nutty to me.
Revenge is when they get fat, but that's just me.
Yes.
Your ex had 6-pack when you were with them, and then they're just kind of a.
Oh, it's my
sleep well.
Thing.
Sleep well that night.
Start sending free pizzas to their apartment like once a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Play the long game.
Good.
Like that's the rope-a-dope. That's the long game.
I mean, everyone should be a good person.
Leaning back,
Everyone should be a good person. Love is love.
Everyone be a good person. Yeah. I think what about Jake and Schissler? Do you guys have any final advice for this dude?
Walk away and get therapy. And I mean, but therapy is good for everybody. You got some stuff to work through if you're showing up at her house. What's beneath the surface of that?
Yeah, fair point, fair comment. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the obvious and the healthy advice. You know what I mean? And that's usually what I tell friends of mine when they're like, oh, she hasn't messaged me back. We broke up, and I'm sending all these messages. It's like, no. The best revenge is just leaving them the fuck alone and making them think that you have a million other things you'd rather be doing. Now, that's not always true. You may be in a ball crying, going, why doesn't she love me? She said she'd always love me. But you got to make her think you're doing the opposite of that. You're not getting laid. That's like healthy advice. This is not a healthy man. So, I mean, he clearly needs to murder someone. That's just what he's going to have to do. I would say don't murder her. She sounds nice. Maybe make her jealous by murdering a girl that looks like her but better. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he did better than. I mean, I'm glad I didn't get murdered, but like, oh, she's so much hotter than me. Now she's on a Netflix doc. She's got credits. This is crazy.
This is why she didn't respond, because the two guys are talking about murder right now. They're like, guys, solution is murder. So
yeah,
he's definitely a murderer. The fact that he used revenge for the terminology, that's what gets me the most. Like, it wasn't like a, hey man, my ex was kind of being a dick, how could I get back at her? It's like I need revenge.
Yeah,
she sent shitty texts to me. It's like, whoa, easy. I went to her house for revenge. It's like, ew. Not, hey, what's the good text to send to get back at her? It's like, this fucking guy his response to just a mean tweet is goddamn biblical. It's like the end of Braveheart when they got him strapped to that gurney.
Dedicated. I want someone to like me this month. Would I like a stalker in a safe way? Absolutely, I would right now. I can leave a confidence boost. I'll leave my window open when I shower if that's what you need. My
window.
Leave my family alone, but
right.
You can come to my house. I won't let you in, but it's a little romantic.
Yeah.
You're not looking for Netflix stalker level. You're looking for like 80s romantic comedy stalker level.
Yeah.
I hear you.
I want to feel slightly unsafe.
I mean, you're basically just
like that.
Yeah, you're basically describing every character Billy Crystal played, so I think it's completely fine, right?
Not dating anyone from Bensonhurst. Those are I think the same. Anyone from South Brooklyn, similar experience.
Oh, I got a sequel to the movie, 50 Shades of Internet Stalker. That's the millennial version,
hot.
You know?
Very hot.
Amazing. Well, I think we answered that question. Let's should we move
absolutely.
On to
Next question on the Love Gurus podcast. People, send your questions into loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com. We're going to take another one from the crazy psychopaths on Yahoo Answers.
Next question. Am I right to feel this way? My boyfriend and I have been dating for 4 years, and I have a problem because he's not committing. We have some issues, but primarily we need to just communicate better. He's very close with his older sister, who is divorced. She isn't dating anymore, so she always asks for my boyfriend's help in her house or something. Basically, my boyfriend is like the man in her life. The way that she takes his time away from me sometimes irritates me. For example, she would ask for his help in her house and then buys him lunch or dinner afterwards, so my boyfriend is gone for most of the day. She's in at least half of our get-togethers, and I'm totally happy about that. Our relationship, however, has never been a close one or cordial. One thing I feel is that since she's so close with my boyfriend, she has so much influence on whether my boyfriend will propose to me. For that, I feel like she is the one who doesn't want her brother to marry me.
I hate her.
Yeah.
There's a lot to unpack.
Everybody sit down.
I really hope that this older sister hooks up with that stalker from the last question. She seems like she deserves an unhealthy stalker in her life.
That's her ex. That's her
I
ex-husband.
feel like it's the sister writing as the girlfriend.
While she's wearing a wig that looks like the girlfriend. It's a whole form of thing she's got.
I honestly, the thing that sticks out the most for me is the first sentence, which is, I've been with my boyfriend for 4 years, but he doesn't want to commit. Like, I feel like we ran right into the sister thing. Like, that's the bigger issue here. No?
Yeah. It's certainly interesting because, I think sometimes in these situations, it's like she probably wanted to get married a couple years ago, arguably. She probably hit the year 2 mark and was like, okay, time. And then time just keeps ticking away. Now it's 4 years later, and she's really thinking, okay, now this sister might have something to do with it. She could also be completely wrong and that be in her head. It could just be the boyfriend doesn't want to commit. Like,
as someone who proposed after 5 years, 4 years isn't that long, lady. You got time.
But yeah, I think that, like I said, so this could definitely be in her head, but also it's, a situation like she doesn't like how the relationship is now. Like, it irritates her how much time her boyfriend's spending with his sister anyway. And so it's, is that just an annoyance? Like, obviously every relationship's not perfect. There are things that annoy you, but is that does she really want to be with him and this to be her life, or is she just thinking, I've done my due diligence, I want the Instagram post? You know what I mean?
I feel like it's tough to say because I have a lot of female friends, and like it's just like people stay, and I think it's men too, but like people stay just to stay because they can, like, you know what I mean? And then like their personality becomes being bitching about their partner. Like that's like part of their personality. But then it's like, well, you're going to do anything about it? Nah, it's fine. It'll be okay. And then they're like in the Bahamas with them a week later. And you're like, okay, this is like you doing this to yourself. So there's like definitely like people that just stay to stay and never really work on their relationship because they don't want to be alone. So, and this sounds like a communication issue. Like she needs to pull him aside and have an honest communication. Be like, hey, you're doing this. And then there's this other shit. And then like, are we like, if we're going to get married, like we need to improve this relationship between me and your sister. Like I need to know
some boundaries.
Yeah, there needs to just be discussions that are not happening, and it's building animosity on her side.
Yeah,
so, like,
that's what we're missing from the context of this. Is like, what conversations have you had with him? Do you guys communicate clearly?
True.
Have you expressed like, hey, your sister's driving us apart? Or,
well, and I'm glad that you guys mentioned that because I like to
note in his lunch, your sister's driving us apart.
I like that you guys bring that up because I try to point this out at least once an episode. These questions are these people's pro-them propaganda, right? Like it's their Fox News, their MSNBC, their North Korean state-run news if they happen to be the little crew cut fella running the joint. So when they leave out important details, I have to believe that it would go against their favor to put that in, especially if it's more detailed.
It's also like, why don't they get along?
Right.
Like if she loved this sister, she would be over the house with them or want to be over the house with them. And she wouldn't be angry at her sister taking away time if she had a positive relationship with this human.
Yeah, and like
it would bring them closer.
Yeah,
because she would have an ally on the other.
And it's like sometimes it can be too much if someone's just. I would be annoyed if like 3 times a week my girlfriend was going away to hang out. Sorry, fiance, if she's listening. If she was going, I'm
but
saying,
she's not.
She identifies as a fiance, bro. I ain't gonna mislabel her. So but if she was going away like 3 times a week to hang out with her sister and I didn't get to see her much, I'd be pissed. That being said, with all the details that were in here, we didn't get any kind of numbers. We just got too much by my standards, which is you do the math and figure it out. I'm going to leave that blank. And
she could be hanging out with them too. So then why would it even be a thing? Why wouldn't she be there either?
The other thing is like, obviously it's been 4 years. You know, she's like, she says that her relationship with the sister is cordial. If you've known someone for 4 years and you're
she hates you
at cordial, like it does seem like there's hesitancy on either one or both sides, right? Like 4 years is a long time to chip away at something and find a common interest. Like, have you guys not heard of 90 Day Fiance? Like, what are we talking about?
Best show ever.
So good.
Yeah, I feel like the sister does not like the girlfriend.
I think so.
Yeah, that's what we're getting at. And also, like maybe the boyfriend and his sister, they invite her to have dinner and meals with them. I feel like that's 100% that's left out. Yeah,
I 100%.
Hey, babe, do you want to join us? And she's just like, no, I want us to have dinner. And he's like, I'm just trying to be a good brother and help out my sister because she went through a divorce. So calm down.
Yeah. I am 100% on the dude side, about 80% on the older sister side, at 75. I'm gonna knock it down a little bit. I'm still not too sure about this older sister. You know what I mean? I don't trust her too much.
I mean, I get the girl's perspective, but I also feel like for me, like when I've had boyfriends, it's like a million years ago. When I did, like, I'd always want the sibling. They always had sisters that were out of their fucking minds. Not all of them.
That's absolutely
no matter how, like years ago, the last one, his sister was cool, but the one before that. So it's like no matter how much of a whack job wingbat they are, I always try to like find an interest, like giving a dog a treat, so that I know that they'll be on my side when we're in a fight.
Yeah. That's smart.
So important to have them on your side. Like,
keep your enemies close, but your boyfriend's sister's closer. That was the saying from
Words
the Godfather.
to live by.
Yeah.
Also, what was the girlfriend blaming a year ago, 2 years ago? Like the sister wasn't the problem the entire 4 years, was she? So why choose a sister now?
It's a good question because she doesn't indicate when the sister got divorced. So maybe the sister was divorced within the last year, and so that's why, like, which, yeah, to your point that you said, Schissler, like, then that would make a lot of sense that the brother is being supportive and going over there because, like, you know, she just got her rocks, you know, her rocks off. What
if he doesn't have parents?
Got her world rocked.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, what if they have no parents and their siblings are their only family? Like, you don't know if the parent passed away and like they only have each other as support. Like, you don't know what the situation is.
There's a lot of very logical explanations as to why the brother spends so much time at the sister's house. However, there are not logical solutions to why she does not get along with his sister. So.
These are such impossible questions.
Exactly.
I had a sister, a guy I went out with who was like entirely too old for me, and my dad used to call him saggy balls because he was like
your dad.
And I was like 23 and he was like 40. And I remember, I don't know what happened to me that I did that for like 6 months. But long story short, he had a sister and she was like the biggest fucking bitch ever. And she would be like sitting at the table, like we'd all be hanging out. And she'd be like, his name was like Mike. And she'd be like, Mike, you should get like a German Shepherd dog so that like you can meet girls. And I'd be like right there. Like she'd be like girls love puppies. You should get puppies. And I'm like sitting right there as his girlfriend. And I was like, what the? She was like,
oh, you should have been like, oh, he could just adopt you.
Yeah, but then in reality, now I'm looking back, I'm like, yeah, if my brother was dating someone 16 years younger than him, I would be like, also like.
But I mean, I understand.
To be fair to his sister,
in hindsight, I get it. But like,
yeah, but it's so rude as hell.
I mean,
like,
his sister, decorum. His sister was your 8th grade social studies teacher, so it was worth for her. You know what I mean? Like, it was weird. You grew up. Now her brother's dating you. She's pissed off, you know?
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys have seen in the comments, but people are asking if maybe there's... I do not think that this is like an incestuous relationship. I get where maybe...
I knew people were going to go there. I knew that it was...
Don't get that vibe.
Yeah, I don't get that vibe, to be honest. And I'm from Kansas, so I can smell it.
It doesn't smell like chewing tobacco and banjos in here.
They didn't
say
incest trailer, and they didn't say stepbrother. Isn't that those are the key words?
Oh yeah. Step. Yeah.
But speaking of the comments, at the end of this question, we're taking Joel's question because he has like a story that's in here. It came out right after we started. We're doing that after this question. So Joel, we have not forgotten about you. We're definitely reading that.
Do you want to? Okay, so we'll wrap up this question real quick. Then we can do our wine plug. Then we'll do Joel's question. Do you want to do that order? Okay, perfect. Yes. So going back to this question though. Okay, so her question is, am I right to feel this way? I think that my final advice to this chick is, listen, really what you're upset about is you've been dating for 4 years and you're not engaged yet. You need to draw a line in the sand. Like, you need to have a straight conversation with him and say, are we going to get engaged in the next 3 months? And if he says, I don't know or no, then you need to make a decision. Either you're fine to just, be in a common law marriage, basically, which is kind of like marriage, right? Okay. But so either you are okay with that you guys aren't going to get married, or you need to break it off, because I mean, this is a conversation. It's just going to keep coming back, and it's going to be 5 o'clock in the morning, and you're going to wake up, and it's going to make you mad. And what am I talking about myself? Okay.
Are you projecting?
Yeah.
You give her your name.
Listen, we've only been together for 3 years, okay? Not 4, loser. Anyway, what final advice do you have for this young miss, old miss? Who knows? That's a college. Okay.
Okay, my final advice. I am gonna kind of go back to my original advice, which is, who's not worried about his sister and what the fuck she's up to at 10 p.m. on a weekday? That stalker from the first question. You got to find that guy's Yahoo Answers handle. You got to be like, you got to get down there in the comments and be like, listen, do you want to meet for coffee? What city do you live in? I love you. Just throw that out there. Stalkers
Come knock
are
on my door.
Yes. Day or night.
My door.
Oh my God,
He's been waiting for you.
Yeah. My religion doesn't allow chain locks. Just throwing that out there. Boom.
Oh, amazing. Well, perfect. Well, I think we answered that question. Should we plug the wine and then we're going to address Joel's question?
Yes, absolutely. People, are you thirsty and you need something that looks like ass but doesn't taste like it? Well, then you can't do better than imaginary wine. That's really imagery. I thought that was imaginary. Dude, I threw an extra N in there. I was like, that's such a dumb name for wine. But then I'm like, no, imagery is actually a cool name for wine, even though you do taste it and not look at it. But better name than what I thought it was. Imagery wine. It's got nice citrusy flavors with notes of honeysuckle and gardenia. Hey, this is gonna sound dumb. What the fuck is gardenia? I don't really. I thought it was like fake meat. I thought it was like a meat substitute.
I don't know.
No,
I don't think that they serve gardenia at five Brothers or Five Burgers, whatever that place is called.
Five napkins.
well,
Five napkins.
Five Guys. We got some options here.
I am on it.
Five Guys is serving vegan hamburgers and imagery wine apparently. No, gardenia. It's in here and it tastes like it. I don't know what gardenia tastes like, but it tastes fucking good, man. Keep grinding up flowers and putting them in your wine, I suppose, because I'm digging this, man.
I want to say there's a movie where some neighbors, like there's one scene where like the neighbors get mad because the neighbor's dog got into her gardenias. You keep spot out of my gardenias. That's the only like reference I have.
Dirty 10 on YouTube says, imaginary. Is that non-alcoholic? Yeah, dude. Imagery, you need to make imaginary the non-alcoholic version of this wine. That's fucking beautiful. That's what you should 100% do.
Definitely.
Imagery. Get wine you can't taste, but also see. We see the imagery. It looks like ass. We get what you're doing there. It looks like an ass. We figured it out before. But either way, get you some imagery wine. Let's take our next question from... not Yahoo Answers. We're taking this one from Joel in the comment section.
Yeah,
we're doing this live. Let me find that again.
Yeah. I can see it.
It is okay.
Okay. Well, everyone can see it. I'll read it out though.
Okay.
Next question. My ex's husband disappeared for a couple years, so her divorce took a long time. We had a wedding set based on what the judge said would happen. 2 weeks before the date, the judge extended the divorce. We went through with the ceremony, though not legally married. 2 months later, right before making it legal, I found out that she was screwing the keyboard player in my band. I worked through it and married her. It didn't work out. Am I wrong to be bitter about losing a great keyboard player? Man,
you should have kept him.
The keyboard? What?
I mean, Fleetwood Mac thought about breaking up too, but then they produced rumors. You should have kept the keyboard player around. You both could have written songs about your current girlfriend or ex-girlfriend. Boom. That was the move. Keep him around. Write songs with him.
Here's what's interesting to me about that question is it wasn't a simple situation. It wasn't, let's get married. We don't have these previous legal obligations to tie up before we do so. Like, a lot happened, yet she still was cheating. I'm just saying, like, why go through all that paperwork? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's like
makes it more exciting. The stakes are higher. It's worth it.
She's got a divorce lawyer who just makes his living dealing with her. He's like, listen,
that's her
I got a
50
cash cow. I'm not advertising. I'm just sticking with this one person. She's kept my family fed for decades. I'm not going with anybody else. No new clients. Just Linda. That's it.
Yeah. I think I mean, I don't know. Maybe she walks into a notary's office and gets wet. I don't know her kinks like that. To get divorced and to get married, it's not, I mean, I guess like in Vegas, it's much quicker, but to get divorced is certainly not a simple process. Like, there's a lot of paperwork, like you have to declare all your finances, et cetera, et cetera. Like, it's just, so I'm just saying, like, if you're doing that and you're like on page 13 of the divorce, wouldn't you be like, I guess I should stop fucking other people? Like,
Is the sex really that good?
He was caught in the sauce.
Yeah, I mean, so wait, so I assume that Joel, that he says his ex, so he says that it doesn't work out. Yeah, you know, and then Joel, super cool that you were in a band. That sounds amazing. Yeah, so, but I guess also you lost a good keyboard player. Here's my experience. Like, I live in New York. They're kind of like a dime a dozen. You know what I mean? Like,
well, here's the thing. Every keyboard player I had fucked my current wife at least once. So just know that's the thing with keyboard players.
I mean, this is like a win. Like, what keyboard player gets puss? Like, I've never seen a keyboard player and been like, you know what I want to do? Show my tits to that guy. Like, I've never like you gotta look at yourself. I mean, hey, maybe he's great, but I'm just saying I never am like, if I'm thinking of instruments that make me want to take my clothes off, I would prefer the triangle over the keyboard. But that's just me personally. It has a little more sex appeal than some guy like this standing over a Sanyo keyboard with drums. But
what if he identifies as a piano player? You know what I mean? Surely that's sexy, right?
Sexy about
because you know, usually the Vegas lounge singers, the piano players playing, the lady singing on top of the piano, you know what I mean? Like kind of flirting with him. Sometimes she's singing to him. Sometimes she's singing to the audience. Sometimes she's singing to some guy who's not there. He left her. Maybe he's dead.
You know, I only think of the Sanyo keyboard when I was a kid and playing the beats, the drums, and being like, that's going to make me famous. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the only time I think of, like, keyboards is like that Sanyo keyboard, Casio keyboard.
Yeah, I'm going to have so many affairs with this thing. It's going to be crazy.
So much pussy from this. Like,
hey, Mom, Dad, I'm gonna get so much puss with this.
Mom, Amy's sandwiches with the crust off. I'm gonna make some sick beef.
Amy's picturing this guy trying to get laid with the dinkiest keyboard. It's like on a stand, one of those things that looks like a long TV dinner stand. You know what I'm talking about? But holds the little tiny keyboard on top of it, and it's Yeah.
I just with the Fisher Price one with the red microphone.
Dude,
probably has it.
Fisher Price, my first piano, and it took me a long way. It did. Oh my God! Yes, he's got one. He's got one.
Sex.
Joel.
Wait, do you
found that motherfucker?
No,
he got a facelift. He did the John Travolta face-off thing.
We got it for my son so he can learn to play it. You know, so he can get. So he can practice playing.
Like a good dad. You're a good dad. That's what a good dad teaches his son.
Big advice to Joel: learn the keyboard, get real good at it, and go after his girlfriend.
There you go.
Who is your ex-girlfriend?
It was and get a keyboard, and that
he says it was honestly, being the front man, it was a blow to my ego that she was doing the guy playing the Krog. Yeah, that's fucking rough, man.
Sounds like you should be the front man.
That's the way, Joel. You got to learn piano, bud. I don't know what to tell you, but call it piano. Get an actual piano. I think you're going to get laid way more than that guy. That could be your long-term revenge. It's like, oh, you got laid a little bit as a keyboard player. That's adorable. Look at this harem I have on my piano. This is amazing. I have a ton of women with my piano that I've got.
Write a song.
Piano really screams like I'm hot and depressed. But if you're playing anything with like drum beats on it, you really just got to like take your balls and leave town.
Yeah. Keyboard says dude in the Doors who's not Jim Morrison. Piano says Nick Cave. You know, like there's a different level of.
Wait, we have to let Suzanne back in, I think.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. She's trapped. Hang on. She's trapped. Hey. I was just saying you're back. I didn't realize I had. Okay, people, new technology. I didn't realize I had to let Suzanne in, and it was a thing where I had to scroll down to even see that she was trying to get back in.
Thank you, Amy. I also texted Amy Liska, Jake's fiance, and was like, "Hey, can you comment in the YouTube comments?"
Oh shit!
To let me back in.
Oh my God!
I saw it in the comments.
Yeah, we're doing a new thing, man.
Fucking idiot! I accidentally my browser it went back a page, so it was just like, "Would you like to Google something?" Anyway. You guys were hilarious, though. So. Okay, thank you, Amy, for coming.
Suzanne, have you ever hooked up with a keyboard player?
Well, no, I used to be a keyboard player. My brother.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, I can totally play.
Paul's a keyboard player. He just showed us his keyboard. He flashed us a keyboard.
Yeah, I have one as well.
I don't play.
Yeah, I
you
have
just
one.
got it for the puss, eh?
For sure, dude.
I mean, Schissler does have two kids.
For sure, dude. That's my life right now. You know who does play the keyboard and get it? This guy.
Bro, Daffy Duck and keyboards.
Donald
That's what they're
Duck.
into now.
It's Donald Duck.
No wonder I've been bombing. I got the wrong duck.
Wrong duck. Okay, well, amazing. I wasn't there for most of that question, but I feel like hopefully we set Joel on his way. We gave him some reassurance that you're gonna find another keyboard. There are many keyboard players in the sea.
Yes.
You can do it, Joel. I have faith in you.
Yes. A lot of
said
fish
with
in
so
the
much
sea.
conviction.
A lot of keyboard
I'm saying
players.
it as if it's me. I'm like, you're gonna find someone. Joel.
Joel says, I have 11 guitars, my family. I have 11 guitars, my family. I keep fucking this up. I can't read after.
He says,
slur speech is brought to you by Imagery Wine.
I have 11 guitars, my hair, a family, and a wonderful wife. Keyboard players, still single, and no hair. Suck it, dude.
Oh!
Suck it, keyboard player. Fucking tickle your own ivories, just like your own ivory dick.
That motherfucker is bald as the keys that he strokes to make that shitty sound. That's not the sound of a guitar. Absolutely.
Amazing. Well, perfect. I think we answered that question. Should we do one more?
Yes. Last question on the Love Gurus podcast. People, write into loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com or watch every Thursday live at 9 p.m. on YouTube or Twitch. We're going to take one more from the Wild Animals on Yahoo Answers.
Last question. Am I wrong for saying this to my girlfriend's mother? Serious relationship advice needed. So that was the preface to this question. So guys, serious this time. Okay. My girlfriend and I are 22 and 23, moved in together a couple months back. We moved into an apartment that she used to live in with her family, and her family moved to Maryland and left the place to her. Long story short, there seemed to have been some unpaid balance for this apartment from her mom's time of living there, and my girlfriend had to take full responsibility of it because her mom said that it was her fault the balance was there. I haven't been helping with the balance besides the rent that I've been putting up from my end. But the balance, I haven't touched it because I don't feel like this is on me. I was not living in the house at the time that the balance was incurred. Anyway, fast forward to today. Her mother is visiting and asks why I haven't been helping with the balance. I, very honestly, told her mother that I don't feel like the balance is my responsibility. I don't think that I should be paying that. Both my girlfriend and mother proceeded to get mad at me, calling me disrespectful and not a man for stepping up and helping.
Oh, man. That's like some 98 Day Fiance shit. That's just like, in all village, the men pay for all the shit for my entire family.
Yeah. I didn't find what I said to be disrespectful as I was speaking from my perspective. Was I wrong to say this to her mother? So I love this, I must say, because basically her mom didn't pay the rent for a long time and then left and is all like, why aren't you paying my rent? Like, I applaud her.
Yes, this is totally the prequel to that movie No Man's Land, by the way. That's this is what happened right
I could
before
not
that.
get through that movie for the life.
Oh my god, it is, and I love that actress too. She's in all the Coen Brothers movies. She's fucking great.
Why I watch it.
All it took was her peeing in the sand aggressive streams of urine, angrily hitting that. Where I was like, you know what? I don't feel like being sad today, so I'm not going to watch it.
If we're gonna spend this much time on her piss stream, she should at least spell her name with it.
Earn that Oscar. I don't need to watch this movie. So
yeah, it was like she did a perfect job of looking boring, old, and sad, and that was what that movie was about, man. I mean, that seemed to be the plot.
You know, it would have been so great if that movie just turned out to be like a Toyota commercial, like
a rock.
The Odyssey, the Honda Odyssey. Now, like, I'm gonna buy it.
It's like watch this fold down truck bed. You're gonna think twice before buying
She murdered a man in this truck. Buy it.
Yeah.
Want to leave your whole life behind and piss in the sand for a while until you die? Buy the new Toyota, fucking whatever they call vans, you know? Buy a rock, and that's
my favorite model.
Odyssey or something.
Yeah, it's so for any listeners who haven't seen Nomadland, it basically is just advocating that housing is too expensive and we shouldn't be paying it, and we shouldn't be getting these 30-year mortgage, blah, 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 whatever. I mean, you know,
just have your menopause in the desert. That's
just
the whole point.
Hear your cancer with some spirit rocks.
Yeah. Menopause in the Sand was my favorite Grateful Dead song. I mean, it was, you know, after they got a little older, but it was great.
Wait, we have to give relationship advice. So this chick, the mom.
Yes. So what happened was, so he said the mom, so basically there's this balance from when the mom lived there, and the mom is like yelling, the mom and the sister clap back at the boyfriend saying that this balance is his responsibility. And he was kind of like, no, it's not. I didn't live here. And they started saying he was being disrespectful. Now, I mean, this to me is a turning point in any relationship because, you know, the curtain's been pulled back. You see the wizard. You, at this point, now know that your girlfriend and her family are kind of crazy. So unless you fully commit to being with a crazy person and her crazy family, you need to either need to break up with her now or you never get to complain again. Like those are the two options that you're given, sir.
Or you can
walk away.
Game plan because people don't choose their families. Like I think if you really love someone and they're close to them for whatever obligation, you can make like plans when they're going to see a relative that particularly like gets on your fucking nerves and have like a plan. Like I'm not going if this person's here or whatever. Like you always got to navigate like landmines with some families. And that's just like an unfortunate part of whatever you marry into sometimes.
But I break up with people for a lot of different reasons.
He probably had he probably talked with his girlfriend about the situation to, you know, ad nauseum, and they were on the same page. And then the mom showed up and he's like, whoa. Now you're on her side, you know? So he probably felt blindsided. Like, we've talked about this.
The girlfriend's like, yeah.
Yeah, mom, he's a dick.
How dare you speak to my mother like that?
Joel says, unless the mother moved out and the daughter stayed for a while, then the balance is completely on the mom. That being said, if they're only living together, the balance isn't his problem. If they get married, it's still not his responsibility, but it's going to be his problem. Exactly.
But isn't it his problem to an extent? Because if it's a financial liability, and they have like joint finances or something like that, or they're paying for something else.
It's going to be his responsibility when they move out because there's going to be if he just pays his portion of the rent, there's then going to still be a balance when they move out. So either they sucker someone else into that apartment with the balance and like
I miss that, man. I miss that. That's the wine. So they're all in the same apartment together.
They were. So the mom.
This guy's a fucking idiot. He moved into the same apartment with his girlfriend and his girlfriend's mom.
No. The mom and the family and the girlfriend lived in this apartment. The family moved to Maryland. The girlfriend stayed. Once the family was gone, the boyfriend then moved in.
And then the mom came back.
And she was like, "How come
you didn't pay the rent? She left
unpaid rent."
Yeah, this is on the mom.
This is not on them. This is 100. I agree with Paul.
But I agree. It's definitely on the mom. But I'm just saying, like he is living in, like he is taking crazy pills and living amongst crazy people. He he is rationally
he can make
thinking.
the decision. He can make the decision to leave. He doesn't have to leave her, but he can make the decision to leave and not be involved.
Did he sign any
true.
kind of lease?
Yeah.
Did he sign any kind of lease in there? Did he say that? I mean, this whole situation is crazy.
I think I think that there's no change of lease, which probably it makes sense, because if they changed the lease or ended the lease, then they'd have a rent hike, et cetera, et cetera. You know, who knows? Maybe this apartment was like in their family for years, so it's cheap rent. You know, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of situations.
He technically has no obligation to her. He's not married to her. He's not.
Legally, it's not on him at all.
He doesn't have anything on him.
Get your own apartment.
Yeah, dude.
Stop living in sin and get your own apartment.
And whatever you do, don't have sex.
Yeah, I think it's. Yeah, I mean, again, it's. But I mean, he also doesn't have to break with her now. Like, he can see where it goes, and I feel like this is a problem that can fester for a while, and it's like such a good excuse. Like, let's say she does something and he's just like, that's it. And then he brings this up, and it's like such a good way to break up with her, so that when their friends talk about it later, he'll be like, oh, blah, 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 about the rent. And all of their friends are going to be like, oh my God, you're like totally right. You were so right to break up with her. Like, I just feel like he's in a win-win situation here.
He sounds too reasonable to be the one on the winning side at the breakup, though.
Yeah.
She's already mapping out that narrative.
Somehow.
He's not mapping out a narrative. He sounds too reasonable. She's already got that narrative set, locked in stone for when they break up.
Yeah, he's definitely like somebody getting played in some kind of heist movie at the end. Like, Kevin Spacey's about to turn his foot and start fucking walking normal, and he's just like, I think something weird's going on, like 10 minutes before the end of the movie. He's totally getting fucked right now. That's what's happening.
Yeah, it's such a weird situation, but I think I think that the situation is, or my final answer to this guy is, just let it fester. If they say that you're being rude, be like, you know, and then if your pot gets too full, just move out of crazy town. And, you know, because my guess is that his name is not on the lease by any means. So, like,
dude, if it is, he's dumber than anybody who bought into Firefest at any point in that whole thing.
Yeah.
He's really, I mean, he's dumber than the guy that was going to blow somebody for water. At that point, if he bought into this situation, if he put his name on any kind of lease, and hey, do you want to move into me and my mom and whoever my mom's, you know, whoever she has going on in her life's with place? If he put his name on that X, he's insane.
Yeah,
but it doesn't sound like he did.
Mom sounds like a real keyboard player. You know, she's coming in to ruin your relationship.
Yeah. 100%. Mom's gonna tickle your ivories, and when she says ivories, it means your credit score.
Yeah, her mom was on the road playing keyboard until she showed up to all these gigs, and they were like, "You said piano on the application. What the fuck? You said you were gonna come play piano. Now you got this stupid thing on stilts. Get out of here." You know. Now she's got no money. She's coming back.
Yeah. But perfect. So I think we answered that question. I think we answered all the questions.
Yes, absolutely.
In the key of C, as a keyboard player would have it.
Absolutely. This has been an awesome episode. Thank you to Amy Cardinale and to Paul Schissler. Thank you to Joel, man. Thanks for the question. Thanks for all the comments, man. Thank you to all the listeners, everybody who watched. Until next week, write your questions into loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com. Catch us live at 9 p.m. on Thursdays.
This was inappropriate. I don't know why I went there.
Wait, I missed. I was turning up music. What happened?
No, we were doing this, but that
I was trying to do this like fun
out.
thing, and then it just became very.
Oh yeah, Quentin Tarantino didn't like sexuality at all in his movies. You know what I mean? That's why he kept it side to side, not up and down. You know,
exactly. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's me washing away my sins.
Joel says, so much fun. Great show.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you to all of our listeners.
His name is on the lease. He's dumber than the guy that married the girl screwing the keyboard player. Thank you, Joel. Thank you to all the listeners. Until next week, later. And now to hit end broadcast. Later.